Wimmera football time and good news as we talked about earlier with Coleman that we've got some advancement from the Victorian government. Out of lockdown's got to be positive. So let's have a chat to Scotty Stewart from the Warwick Herald, who is with us now. G'day, Scotty. How are you?
I'm going well, thanks, Wayne. Yeah.
It's a bit positive. Just put this in perspective. What's the main street of Warwick, Nabil, look like, say, today as opposed to yesterday and the preceding days with the lockdown?
Yeah, that's right. It's an interesting one you say there. With just coming into work myself, it's you can just tell things are slowly going to be opening up. But there'd be 4 times as many cars and the same amount of 4 times as many people just up the street with lockdown finishing midnight Thursday, wasn't it? So Friday and everyone's around and up and about. So. You can really tell that things are slightly opening up a bit more, but a bit more retail, I suppose, and then maybe a bit more hospitality. I know they've got a lot of restrictions on that sort of stuff, but they'll open up, and it's good for the town.
Yeah, certainly is. You're talking about the restrictions and they're opening up. Well, the return to train protocols were put out by the AFL Wimmera Mallee. Now, interesting, they were not return to play protocols. We now are still waiting on what they are and when they'll be. Some people are saying could be today. Some say more likely weekend or early next week. That's the direction that everybody's just waiting on, because it's one thing to say we're going to return to train. If we were returning to train, Scotty, next week, but not playing by weekend, a lot of leagues might be of the opinion they won't play.
Yeah, it's all up in the air a little bit at the moment, isn't it? But you're right to say, they've got the return to train protocols in there, so that's a good thing. So I'd imagine all teams will be into it next week in preparation for maybe the following weekend. You probably think that probably at the moment might be a bit doubtful, but again, you mentioned there about today that there may have been something that's I know AFL Wimmera Mallee that they're just waiting on the Chief Health Officer to make some announcements, and once they do, up and away everyone goes. But whether that's today or, as you said, whether it's next week, who knows? But the thing is, the teams know they can train next week, so whether they're going to play the following week or in 2 weeks' time, I know, especially with Wimmera Football League, they've got till October too. So you'd think, you're still going to get a top 4 final series. You've won the 4 and 2 versus 3. So whether it's on the 18th or whether it's on the 25th, who knows? But they can only wait for the direction to come through for that. But and until then, just hit the training track and prepare.
Yeah, of course, for the Warwick Eagles and those sides out of the finals, well, those guys have already decided to not train. But is there a bit of a sense around with coming out of lockdown, Scotty? Look, a few blokes saying, well, let's go and have a kick and a catch at the Oval just to do a bit of do something together. And would say at a Warwick Eagles level where you're out of the finals except for your under 14s, is there a sort of a feel to have a picnic day or something like that just to get everyone together? Would you even do that with your own medal count for your best and fairest awards for your local club?
I think that if it's our club, they are waiting for things probably to open up. If if these restrictions can be eased even further and you can have more people at an event, I'm pretty sure that our club will be looking to hold one of their annual vote counts, which is obviously a crowd and a presentation evening where you're counting your votes and presentation of your trophies. I don't think they're in a rush for that with us around here. That could be another month away, and if so, well, so be it. So that's fine. The netball, as you mentioned there, I mean, there's still 3 teams for Warwick Eagles, I know. So that could be, after October too. So if it's 2 weeks more after that for a presentation day, and if we're allowed to hold an event where you can put 100 people in a building, well, all the better. So I'm pretty sure they'll be holding out for that sort of events that to happen. So that would be good. to do that. I mean, we've obviously missed out last year. No one could do anything last year, so it'd be good to return to those type of events.
Yeah, certainly would be. Talking about events, the Wimmera Football League's presentation nights, they've decided to go online with those, and the reality is it's via Zoom type meetings, and they begin next Monday, where the under 14 footballers, the 13 and under netballers, and also the 15 and under netballers will be participating on Monday night in a Zoom type presentation night. From your club in the football context, the under 14 boys had a real good season. So who amongst those kids do you think could poll well in the Wimmera Wimmera football and netball presentation night?
That would be a very interesting question for the under 14ers there. They had enough. They finished third, I think, didn't they? Third? No, I think they might have finished fourth in the end. But they had a really solid season, and I think they sat in second, third position for most of the season, and they played some really good footy. And we might have mentioned throughout the season, we're touching on the juniors, a young fella there who was always prominent, kicking a fair few goals throughout the season, young Kobe McGregor. So I would imagine he'd be up there amongst them, because I think we spoke about this last week, where the team, the under 14 team, they won enough games to be, to come under the eye of the umpires there, and he's as good a chance as any there. There's a couple of other kids. There's a young George kid in there. There's a young Taylor. Maybe you've to listen out for these kids on next Monday night. But yeah, they'll be pretty prominent. The netball girls not quite as sure with their chances there, but in that football, yeah, they might have someone stepping up there, which would be pretty exciting for the young fellas.
Yeah, really great. The 17 and under footy and netball is on Wednesday night, the 15th at 7 p.m. It's an invitation-only Zoom there too. And under 17 footballers, a couple of boys, it might have been a couple of lads who've played up in senior football, might poll well down in the under 17s.
You never know with that. I think a few of the times, especially later in the season, the kids would play half a game, and then they might have to, sit off for half to prepare for the senior game. But again, the under 17ers, they without making finals or whatever, they were pretty prominent, and they had a couple of good wins there, especially early in the season. So yeah, those kids that were all playing did play senior football, they will probably come under notice throughout the games. It just depends, if they did play a full game. But we've spoken about young Dylan Watts and Dan Penny and these kids that Josiah Keane, who probably debuted later than most of these, so he'd be probably a bit more prominent for the under 17ers. But there was four or five of them that debuted throughout the season in the seniors. So yeah, they'll listen out for those names and see if they can pile some votes there.
Yeah, excellent. And the reserve grade, that is going to be heard as the next set of the trophies given out. That is on Monday week, the 20th of September. The Toohey and Hatcher medals, that is for the best football of the Toohey, and the Hatcher is the netball. That'll be on Wednesday the 22nd, so Wednesday week, 7 p.m. And your selection there, who do you think might, I know we mentioned last week some names, but just pick the one that you reckon could take the award that night.
Yeah, we did touch on that last week, didn't we, with those, and yeah, thinking about it more, I really am leaning towards the store coach in Tommy Eckel. Just as I said, going through those lists of club votings throughout the season, and look, he was always prominent throughout the season. 1, 2, and 3 most weeks. 1, 2, or 3, sorry, for most weeks in a row there. So. Look, he'd be my tip. I think I said last week about Benny Lakin from Horsham too. I think he'd be right up there amongst it. But there's another one there that's interesting. You're talking about the reserves vote count that's going to be held on next Monday night.
Yep.
Again, with the Warwick Eagles, they didn't win a lot of games, but we had a fella there who's pretty experienced. Footballer who just played second throughout the year just to have a kick and help the numbers out, and I'm pretty sure he's going to dominate our best and fairest. So yeah, just listen out for the name of Chris Kellett, because you never know, he might pick up enough of the votes throughout the night to be pretty prominent throughout the end of the night. So that'll be one there. But yeah, the Tui, that'll be a pretty tight count. I think we spoke about the Minion Mattel players and the Giants kids, and but as I say, I'll put me name up and say Tommy Eckel from Store.
All right, well done. From the Warwick Herald, it is Scotty Stewart talking Wimmera Footy, and we're looking forward, Scotty, to getting back to play. I tell you what, this has been one of the longest waits and preview sessions we've ever done. We're looking forward to getting it done on the field next time around. We'll catch you then.
Yeah, no worries. Good on you, Wayne.